This video captures two intense and eye-opening courtroom confrontations involving self-identified sovereign citizens, individuals who believe they are not subject to standard laws or judicial authority. From the very beginning, both hearings show how quickly these pseudo-legal arguments collide with the reality of a real courtroom. In the first case, the defendant attempts to separate himself from the legal process by claiming he is a living man, not a legal person. He relies on wordplay, grammar, and obscure legal terminology to argue that the court has no jurisdiction over him. The judge listens patiently but makes it clear that these theories have no legal standing. When the defendant refuses to enter a plea or accept an attorney, the judge steps in, enters a not guilty plea on his behalf, and moves the case forward, demonstrating that refusing to participate does not stop the justice system. The second encounter is far more chaotic. The defendant refuses to properly identify himself, repeatedly challenges the judge's authority, and demands personal information from the bench instead of answering basic questions. As he talks over the judge and ignores repeated warnings, the situation escalates. The court attempts to maintain order, but when the disruption continues, the judge makes a firm decision to end the hearing altogether. Together, these moments highlight a harsh truth. Sovereign citizen arguments may sound confident and complex, but they consistently fail in court. No matter how loudly authority is challenged, the law continues to move forward, on its own terms.
Your Honor, Tana Jenkins on behalf of Mr. Lucas. Mr. Lucas, please place your full name on the record.
Nathan Daniel Lucas, a living man.
A living man?
Yes, sir.
I would think that would be obvious, right?
No, sir. Not in
No.
the etymology of the courts and the syntax grammar. No, sir.
You've gone above my head on that. I can't. That's above my pay grade. All right. So are you interested in a lawyer representing you, sir?
No, sir.
Okay. Are you interested in even getting a driver's license?
No, sir.
Are you interested in an offer at all?
No, sir.
Set the matter for trial.
Well, I intend to plead in the form of a demurrer, such that I do not acquiesce to quasi-jurisdiction.
Okay.
Because that issue is to be brought up in my pleadings and filed with a court.
I didn't see any pleadings filed with the court. Do we have anything?
I said that is an issue to be brought up, my pleadings to be briefed and filed with a court.
Well, you should have done that. Today is the date and time set for arraignment on the bench warrant. Hannah here. I'll enter a not guilty plea on your behalf, sir. Give you a $0 bond, and I'll set a trial date for November the 14th, 2024. Or if you want a pre-trial date to file some pleadings, I can set that for October 21st, 2024. Which one would you like?
You could repeat that, sir?
Pre-trial date, if you want to file some motions, pre-trial date will be October the 21st, 2024. Or
that will be fine.
Just set it that you want that date?
October 24th, 2024?
October 21st.
21st.
2024 at 8:30 a.m. All right?
Yes, sir. And just for the record, I did not enter in no plea. I don't plead.
All right. Well, I'm entering in for you. All right. Have a good day, sir. I'll see you back October 21st, 2024.
Your name, sir?
I am Moore.
Moore?
Special representation. I'm asking you.
Your Honor, his name is Tyrese Breland.
Breland?
That's not my name.
Oh, Breland.
That's not my name. I am Moore. I'm here on special representation. I'm
Same as last defendant, Your Honor.
My honor, I'm asking.
Okay.
What is your status and what is your name? I'd like to know your name. I'd like to know your status. Of everyone in the courtroom, I would like to know what is your nationality and what is your...
So, deputy.
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to know your
So
nationality. I
he
would like
has charges in jots and he has a paper
to
charges.
know-
Let me see if they're the same warrant. And they're different warrant numbers. Okay. So I guess I do both sets. Let me see when these are.
know your nationality. I would like to know if you're a U.S. citizen of the United States. And so what is your status? You're a U.S. citizen of the United States?
All right, hold on one moment, sir. Let me review the warrant.
Asking you for your status and the status of everyone in the courtroom. I would like to know your name. I would like to know the nationality. I would like to know, are you a U.S. citizen? Once again,
Is he deputy?
status
Say it
of
again, Your
everyone
Honor.
in the
Is
courtroom.
he injured? Is that why why is he in a wheelchair?
Yes, ma'am.
I would like to know the status of everybody in the courtroom. I would like to know your name. I would like to know your nationality. I would like to know are you a U.S. citizen?
Deputy, do you believe that this gentleman is mental health, or do you think it's just a sovereign citizen
Can you
thing?
provide me with the information?
Both.
Okay.
Can you provide me with the information?
All right, so I'm going to give you your charges.
Charges for what? Are you a U.S. citizen? Are you a U.S. citizen? My Honor, are you a U.S. citizen?
Sir, be quiet.
Are you a U.S.
Yo.
citizen?
I said
Said
be
stop.
quiet.
Are you
Be
a
quiet.
U.S. citizen? What is your name? What is your status? What is the status
Yo,
of everyone in the
chill.
courtroom? That's what I'm asking.
All right, so y'all just go ahead and take him back. I'll just go ahead and put the bond. Y'all take him.
Speak up. Move your feet.
The court to be a jurisdiction of the court.
You might want to chill out.
To be challenged, I'm challenging the jurisdiction of the court. Challenging the jurisdiction of the court because I am not who they say they are. I am challenging the jurisdiction of the court.
No.
Everything is challenged. I'm challenging the jurisdiction of the court.
Hey, let me get two. Which one's the rest of
Let them know I am challenging the jurisdiction of the court.
This video takes you a deep insight to unbelievable courtroom encounters with self-proclaimed sovereign citizens, people who genuinely believe that normal laws don't apply to them and that the court has no authority over their so-called sovereign selves. From the very first moment, the energy is intense, chaotic, and at times almost surreal. Yet everything you are about to see is real. In the first case, we meet Nathan Daniel Lucas, a man who walks into the courtroom and immediately refuses to follow normal legal rules. Almost instantly, he declares that he is not a person in the legal sense, but a living man. This phrase might sound confusing, but within sovereign citizen ideology, it's a deliberate tactic. By distinguishing between a legal entity and a human being, they believe they can somehow evade the authority of the court. Lucas doesn't stop there. He launches into a long and complicated explanation about the etymology of the courts, grammar, and legal language, claiming that certain words and phrases give him unique power over the proceedings. He attempts to convince the judge that the very structure of the law itself can be bent in his favor. The judge listens carefully but remains unshaken. At one point, he even says that Lucas' arguments are above his pay grade, a subtle but clear signal that these tactics hold no legal weight. The tension rises as Lucas refuses to enter a plea and rejects the assistance of a lawyer. He mentions filing a demurrer, an attempt to avoid participating in what he calls quasi-jurisdiction. The courtroom watches closely, waiting to see how far he will push these claims. But the court does not pause. The judge calmly enters a not guilty plea on his behalf and sets a trial date. This moment is a perfect example of how refusing to cooperate or disrupting proceedings doesn't stop the wheels of justice from turning. As if the first case wasn't intense enough, the second encounter begins, and the chaos escalates. Here, we meet Tyrese Breland, a defendant in a wheelchair, who immediately challenges the court in ways that seem almost designed to frustrate the judge. From the start, he refuses to identify himself properly, insisting that his name is Moore, and that he is appearing under special representation. He repeatedly questions the judge's personal background, asking about her nationality and citizenship, trying to shift focus away from the case itself. The courtroom becomes tense as the judge and deputies attempt to determine whether Breland is experiencing a mental health crisis or if his behavior is purely ideological. Even as the court works to maintain order, Breland continues to shout, deflect, and interrupt. He refuses to follow basic instructions, talking over the judge and testing the limits of courtroom patience. Eventually, after multiple warnings and continued disruptions, the judge decisively ends the hearing and orders him to be taken back. These two encounters, while chaotic and at times almost surreal, reveal a powerful lesson. No matter how complex, loud, or confident sovereign citizen arguments may appear, they carry no weight in a real courtroom. These tactics rely on confusion, intimidation, and obscure interpretations of legal texts, but the law does not bend to theory. The court moves forward regardless, and the proceedings continue on their own terms. Watching these cases, it becomes clear that this is more than just a clash between a person and the court. It is a collision of worlds, one grounded in fact, procedure, and authority, the other in ideology, mistrust, and an elaborate belief in pseudo-legal power. Yet in every moment, the court remains unshaken, professional, and consistent. Authority, rules, and patience triumph over disruption, theatrics, and confusion. These encounters are also a stark reminder of how easily misinformation and ideology can influence behavior. People who study these pseudo-legal theories online often believe they have found loopholes that will allow them to avoid responsibility. But in reality, these arguments rarely work, and attempting them in court only leads to delays, frustration, and sometimes more serious consequences. The drama may be entertaining, but it is also a cautionary tale about the limits of theory when faced with the reality of law. From Lucas' linguistic and pseudo-legal gymnastics to Breland's shouting, interruptions, and refusal to comply, both hearings demonstrate that sovereign citizen tactics, no matter how confident or aggressive, are ultimately powerless against real legal authority. The court doesn't argue, it doesn't get flustered, it doesn't stop. It simply continues to function as it was designed, efficiently, calmly, and authoritatively. And this is why these cases are so fascinating to watch. They are chaotic, they are dramatic, and they are almost unbelievable in real time. Yet they are also educational, providing a clear window into the mindset of individuals who reject legal systems and authority, and showing exactly why those systems continue to operate successfully despite disruption. By the end of these hearings, it becomes undeniable. Sovereign citizen ideology may sound clever and even convincing at first glance, but it has no standing in court. The law moves forward, judges remain in control, and pseudo-legal arguments, no matter how loud or theatrical, cannot stop it. These moments may shock and even entertain viewer, but they also provide an important lesson. The reality of law and order is far stronger than any theory, argument, or ideology.